Good evening, David Curnow with ABC News. Taxes could rise, more state assets could be sold, and public service jobs are under threat. Former Federal Treasurer Peter Costello says the scale of Queensland's financial black hole is massive, almost $5 billion more than the previous forecast. The review of the state's finances calls for immediate action to halt the slide. Here's state political reporter Chris O'Brien.
When politics meets economics, the language is dramatic.
The patient is undergoing a severe heart attack. We need to take urgent action to stabilise the patient.
The review's findings are grim. It says this year's deficit will be $6.6 billion, almost $5 billion more than the most recent forecast. But that's also because of a change in the reporting method. From now on, the government will include capital expenditure in calculating a surplus or a deficit. By that method, next year's deficit will be $9.5 billion. And debt could blow out to $100 billion in 7 years if nothing is done.
The path that Queensland has been taking in recent years is unsustainable. It cannot go on as it has.
The solution? Earn more and spend less. The review recommends a $100 levy on households, but that's been rejected already. Taxes are likely to rise, including land tax, transfer duty, gambling tax and mining royalties.
It was our preference not to increase taxes and charges, but we see the situation that we find ourselves in today.
And after the next election, more assets could be sold.
If it wants to get back to AAA, it will have to retire a power load of debt. And that will mean utilising the proceeds of assets.
Our commitment was that we would not engage in asset sales without seeking a mandate from the people. That commitment remains in place.
To save money, the government will have to trim the public service, ease capital works and farm out some government businesses to the private sector.
We do know and are conscious very much of the impact that the uncertainty will have on public servants. That's why we're working as hard as we can to protect as many jobs as we can.
The LNP may say it's been dealt a dud hand by the previous Labor government, but it's in charge now and it has to make the tough decisions about job cuts and tax increases and take the political pain. Chris O'Brien, ABC News.